welcome to Long Arm Wednesday. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. Thank you very much for joining us. We're the royal me, working on one of my youngest nieces. Actually, she's my youngest niece. She'll be 5 next month, and I did this really cute quilt pattern by Lorna McMahon called Elephants on Parade, and it was a weekend project, so check it out if you're interested in it. We did this big pink elephant right here. Purple and pink elephants everywhere. So what I've done is I just kind of sectioned out the borders. It was lots of white space because I wanted the negative space for it. It's got little paisley print on here. And I just did I did swirls here and little pebbles or stones here all the way around, and then literally just did like crazy graffiti, fun stuff all on the inside. What went one way to the other, didn't matter. I didn't think too much about it. I just filled it up and had some fun. So, because I figured that's what you would want Auntie to do. So what I'm going to do is I have 2 more little triangles to do here, this one and this one. One's going to be small pebbles, and the other one's just going to be a wave, and then we're done. That's it. That's Long Arm Wednesday. There was a lot of work that went into this. In fact, 7 bobbins went into this. So it's borderline quilted to death. The only thing I haven't done is quilted inside the characters themselves, inside like the elephant and the flowers and stuff like that. I've done around them, and I still have to add the eyes for the elephants and the tails and so on and so forth, and the eyes for the frogs and the turtles. So it's off the channel locks, and I have it on 12 stitches per inch, and I'm using super white thread. And I was hoping with the black light, it's not Disco Wednesday, but that you could actually see the stitches as I'm stitching it down, because it's white on white. So I figured it might be a little bit more helpful. So make sure I'm doing the right thing here. And that is my pebbles. We'll do that first. It always takes a little while. Just be patient. Slow it down. I've tried making pebbles on constant, and I've even slowed it down a lot because, you know, when it comes up at 65, it's going 65%. It's, you know, all over the place. And it will just keep stitching a hole in that one little section if you don't move it. And I just feel that it's so much pressure. It's like, you know, gotta move it, gotta move it, gotta move it, because it's stitching like crazy, right? So I don't know, I'm more comfortable and more relaxed doing it in the regulated mode. I just take my time. I'm not crazy. I don't go like Jack the Bear with no hair. Just fill her in. Nothing too complicated. Make some small pebbles, make some big pebbles, make spaces in between. That's what gives the effect of having a pebble. Don't always hug them right up against each other. Okay. And I didn't intend to quilt it to death. Unfortunately, that stuff just kind of happens. I was really going to do like a loose paisley sort of thing all the way through it, and then I think I was already in the motion of doing the top border, and I just started filling it in. I'm like, okay, well, this kind of sets the precedent for the rest of it. And off we go. But I'm sure she'll love it. At least I hope so anyways. On the other side, that's opposite to what I'm working on right now, I did end up stitching her name, and then stitching whatever was supposed to be in that triangle around her name so the letter pops out. And in each triangle was a letter. So I'm hoping she'll like that little feature. The one I made her for when she was born was just a tiny little thing. It was probably only like 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, but it had so many scrappy bits of fabrics that I had made for my other nieces and myself and my mom and my sisters and so on and so forth, and my sister-in-law. I had all bits of fabric in it to kind of pull us all together sort of thing as a big old family. So, and I heard that it's recently been put away for safekeeping, so it's time to make the little munchkin a new one. Something that she can carry around for, you know, at least 5 or 6 years until maybe she doesn't, you know, she's too big for Elephants on Parade or something. Have to make her something else. Just fill it in. Kind of get lost in the motions a bit sometimes. Just filling it in, left to right, up, down, sideways, whichever way you gotta go. And I just used a water-soluble pen and I used both actually, what was a blue chalk marker on the white, and white chalk on other things if I needed to mark it out. So in it, you know, because you got to make your points, like there's just a tiny little dot, you can just see right there, that was the top of the point for that triangle. And then I just went a foot head difference on either side of my little ruler, and that just kind of gave me the average for each little space in between. So, okay, I think I got one more little one to work away up here. Just follow your path if you realize you just forgot one or two to fill in there. Okay, and then just lock those stitches, and we'll do the little swirly part, and that's it. And I was trying to figure out what to bind it with. Should I do I have a bit of this back here that I could probably use for binding, or should I mix colors? Should I use gray and pink? I'm still kind of undecided. So if you have any suggestions, I'm listening. What would be the best color to bind this Elephants in Parade on? And then for the swirls, I just kind of come in, bounce back, go along the stitching, come out and do another curl. Follow it back, follow along the stitching, echo out, do another one in here. I left it like no really rhyme or reason, just whatever I felt like putting in there. There we go. Hopefully you can see it pop up on the under the blue light. And this doesn't take very much time at all. The most time was definitely the pebbles, because you got to come in and you got to be really close to each other. You got to make sure you're not overlapping each other. And when you're working with white on white, the light is very helpful, that's for sure. And some people who don't have, you know, the capability of the light on the machine head itself can easily purchase a black light that will do the same thing. You could just hang it overhead, like I have my big shop light hanging up over here. Would do the same thing. Just fill in the space. Because you don't have to do it all crazy like I did. I just got carried away. That's what happens when you quilted to death. What is that? Super easy peasy. A lesson learned though, I have to say, when doing this quilt kit from the beginning, I had, because it was a, you know, workshop and stuff like that, and I hadn't really thought too much about it, I really should have purchased a half decent white instead of a broadcloth, because I noticed in some sections it's really light and you can see through the underside. But, you know, I think it'll wash and wear just fine. Like I said, it's a kid's quilt. I still like it. It adds to shadow effect to the quilt. So I'm hoping that she'll still like it in the end. But lesson learned to myself is if I really want it to shine that white, get a good quality white. Don't cheap out on stuff like that, right? So here's my little ruler that I was using and my little pins. Super easy peasy, nothing ever too exciting. I don't want to keep things, I don't want it too complicated because I can't handle that. No, can't. So I know you guys have always seen me do the reveal, but I'm just going to unlock the top part here. There we go. Just so you can see just a little bit of it. Oops, managed to get caught up there. Sorry about that. I was like, why am I not moving? There we go. I'm hoping she likes it. It ends up being, I think it's 60 by 64. And then this is where I put her name. So when she sees it, hopefully she'll see the filming when it's her birthday. Like I said, happy birthday, Sarah Lynn. From Auntie. Loves you very, very much. So I'm hoping she likes it. I had a lot of fun doing it. And to me, really, that's all that matters, you know. And hopefully it'll be handed down or just kept and, you know, tossed. I want it to be used, loved and used. That's the whole point to making these. Even if it is like quilted to death, I still want it to be used. So thanks very much for joining us for Long on Wednesday. We really appreciate it here on the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Tell all your friends, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.